Hi, I'm Elaine, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a seamless Tumbler app or any image inside of Photoshop. Now, why would we want to do a seamless image? A seamless all-over image, a picture like this, looks better on a tumbler when you cannot see the seam on the back, when you turn the tumbler around and there's no visible seam and there's no hard stop line. Now, we can create a simple seamless tumbler app inside of Canva, and I've done a video on that previously, but when you want to get an all-over image like this, it's a little bit more difficult inside of Canva. But I'm going to show you today. It's easy, step by step, beginner friendly. I'll show you how. Just before we jump into Photoshop, I'll show you my process from the start. So I've created this Tumbler app, and first of all I'm going to drop it into Canva, and I make my canvas size to fit a PYD Life 20-ounce skinny tumbler, and I make my canvas inside of Canva 2865 by 2460, and I make it that little touch wider than most people do, just to allow for cutting it on the guillotine when they're trimming the picture up, and also for a little bit of shrinkage during sublimation. And I've tested this myself on my own tumblers, and it's a really good fit. So I drop it into Canva because often there's imperfections in the picture. The text might be wrong. I might need to expand it because the picture's not big enough, or there might just be little imperfections in the picture that I want to get rid of. And I've done a previous video on that. 5 AI features inside of Canva that you need to know about. So I'll link to that at the end of the video. You can watch that. So first of all, I'll put it in Canva. Then I'll download it to go into Photoshop because I want this side and I want this side to match up seamlessly so that when the tumbler wrap meets round the back of the tumbler, there's no visible seam. So I download that as a PNG and then we go over to Photoshop. Okay, so here we have Photoshop, and I've created here for my tumbler wrap 2865 by 2460 at 300 dpi. And that's the size of that canvas that I've just talked about in Canva. So mine's already set up. You'll just click create and then you'll come to this white background like this. And this is your bottom layer. So we're going to drag and drop our picture that we've just downloaded out of Canva into here. And so you can see that there's a blue line round it and crosshairs in the middle. When it's got those lines round it, it means that you can actually move this picture about. So first of all, we want to go to our move tool here because we want to be able to pick this image up and move it. Click on the move tool. You can see that the picture's outlined. We can now move this, and we want to move it across till we get this middle line here directly in the middle. And you can see that the lines will go pink when it's there. So you saw that there was a pink line down there across and across. Now I want to copy and paste it, so click on the image, Command C, Command V, and I want to put those together. Make sure that the level, you can see the pink lines now, everything's all lined up. I often like to just hit a backspace as well to get it just to move tight up so there's absolutely no white line between those. The next thing that we do is go over here to the marquee tool. Click on that. That now gives us this cross you can see here, and we want to drag all the way down the middle of that seam like that and span it either side. So I can move that about, you can see, but now it's equally either side of that middle line. Okay, now I want to click the generative fill, and if that's not here, you'll see it up here to edit, and you'll see there generative fill. Click on that and we just click generate. And what this is going to do now, it's going to look either side of that line and it's going to create an image that's going to fill inside of that. Now, as you can see, that's done a really good job. We've got 3 choices though here. We've got to come down here and we've got these arrows. So that's number 1 of 3. That's no good. And that's not bad neither. So I think I prefer the first one. If by chance you don't like this flower here, then again, you make sure that you've got your cross here. If not, you go back to your marquee tool and do a square over this image part here. Click the generative fill again, click generate, and now it's either got rid of it, or we can have a little bit of colour in there, or again it's just put something in that will match in. I quite like the flower as it was, so I would go over here to my top layer. That's the last layer that I've just created with that generative fill. I would click on it and I would click my delete button, and it will take it back to where it was. So it just removes that last generative fill that we've put on top. If you find that it doesn't do a good job all the way down, which sometimes it doesn't depending on how the image is, I will do sections. So I would start here and then I would move down and I would move down. One thing to think about, if you're adding text into your designs, don't make the text too near to this seam, because again, if you're doing generative fill, you're wanting it to fill in with the image here, it pulls from what it can see either side. So if you've got text too near, it will grab some of the text and it will infill with gobbledygook from the text. So that's just something to bear in mind. So now we've got this design, I'm happy with that. I go over to this panel on the right hand side here, and I want to merge everything together. So we click on that generative fill layer and I will hold the shift button. We click on the next layer, I click on the next layer down, so those three are highlighted. I then right click, go to merge layers. I want this now to be one whole image, but as you can see, it's two images glued together, this side, and it's hanging off over the side of the canvas. So to make it just one image in here, I go over to my generative fill layer, I click Command A, Command J, and that now copies that layer. So I'll go down to the generative fill one, click delete, and I've just got that one layer now. Again, with the blue box round, I go back to my move tool, and I can move that across as one image. Make it central again, get those pink lines, Command C, Command V, move it across, and there I've got my original image back. And now that image, that tumbler wrap, is seamless. I now go to File, Export, Quick Export, name it, click Save. And to check that that image is seamless, we go over to patternchecker.com. Again, I'll leave the link below. This is a free checker. Click Upload Image. Click the one that we've just done inside of Photoshop. And as you can see, the image is now seamless. And just to show you what the original one looked like, there you can see that there is that hard line down, so that round the back of the tumbler you would have that hard stop line. But with ours, it's now seamless. So that's how we create a seamless tumbler wrap or a seamless image inside of Photoshop. And if you're creating digital products, download this free guide here, 15 styles and designs that's predicted to sell big on Etsy in 2025. These trends are definitely proving true so far. Grab that free guide. It's going to give you lots of ideas for styles, designs and products. And also watch these videos here. 5 AI features inside of Canva that you should know about if you're creating digital products, and also how to create a seamless image inside of Canva if you don't want to work with Photoshop. I'll see you in the next one.